Welcome to the Militia gaming community. I'm Trigger and I'm back with another wrong build video, this time the 2004 Acura RSX Type S. Let's go. Before I get into the video, just real quickly, I want to say thank you. I'm not sure if YouTubers do this enough, so thank you so much for watching this content. You literally could be watching anything else on YouTube. And speaking of other things on YouTube, I'm actually launching a second channel. I became known for doing builds here in Need for Speed Heat, so I figure in 2022, I want to try to become known for doing builds in real life. I've just picked up a 2004 Acura RSX, which is featured in this Need for Speed Heat video. However, on my real channel, I'm going to be building this car almost identically to what I've done here in Need for Speed Heat. So if something like that interests you, this is a great time to go over and sub to my second channel. There is a link in the description, and I'm sorry for taking so long to plug the second channel, but I think it's something that's related and you guys might be interested in. So if you are, head over to the other channel and sub. There's no content yet as of this video, but there will be soon because we're going to be ordering wheels, tires, suspension. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff for that 2004 Acura that I just picked up. So anyway, let's get into the video. The first thing I want to do for this Acura is to give you the fastest engine, and that is the 562 horsepower 3.8 liter V8. This V8 is really the one you want to go with. It ran a time of 259.7 on Arian, which is actually really good for a front-wheel drive car. Most of the front-wheel drive cars in Need for Speed Heat don't run quick times. So under 3 minutes on Arian with a front-wheel drive is actually really good. It ran a 240.1 on Sonic, which again is really good. And if you remember, earlier in the week we did the Aventador SVJ Coupe, and that was like just under at 239. So if this car can run a 240, it's pretty good. It's very, very good. So there's a couple of things about the car and the way it handles that I have to talk about, because some things really frustrated me and other things really surprised me. This car is insanely fast on like the top speed. From 150 miles an hour to 235 or 234, it is very, very quick. It runs through the top range of the gears very, very fast. It's just light and it has a lot of power, so it definitely does well. Where it struggles is its ability to corner. It is very frustrating because sometimes the rear end will want to slide exactly the way you need it to, and sometimes it won't. And it really is dependent on perfect user input. I mean, you really have to be sharp with this. That being said, its top speed sort of makes up for it. So the jury's still out on this particular car in terms of track racing. I can't really say that it's bad, but I can't say it's good either. It doesn't feel great to race, but it is pretty fast. So it's kind of a mixed bag there. Anyway, let's go ahead and throw up the track build for you so you have the full build. It is the 562 horsepower 3.8 liter V8, Ultimate Plus engine parts, Ultimate dual turbo, and the 5x3 pound NOS. We've got super track suspension, elite brakes, elite race tires, elite plus clutch, elite 7-speed gearbox, and the super track differential. Of course, NOS refills and NOS duration, and then steering sensitivity +3 with downforce -3, traction control off, and drift style on brake. Now, changing the drift style to brake is really important on this car, so make sure you do that. All right, let's move on to the drag racing. All right, so this car being a front wheel drive car, you would think it cannot possibly make a wheelie, right? Because you have no power going to the rear wheels. There's no differential sending power to the rear wheels. It's just a front wheel drive car. So it shouldn't wheelie, but it does. It does wheelie. So when you hit the NOS off the line when you're drag racing, you end up wheeling and not going anywhere, as you can see by this footage. So that being said, you have to keep the front end down until about third gear, then you can hit your NOS. So that's how you have to drag race this car. It's faster that way than to use track tires. I actually timed both of them. Sometimes track tires is faster. In this case, it's faster to just hit the gas off the line and then use your NOS at about third gear. Anyway, that being said, here is your drag build. That same engine, Ultimate Plus engine parts, dual turbo, and on this one, 1x15 pound NOS. We've got super track suspension, elite brakes, elite drag tires, elite plus clutch, super plus 6-speed gearbox. It has a better 0 to 60 with the same quarter mile as the 7-speed. So we're gonna go with the 6-speed on this one. Super track differential, NOS refills, NOS duration. Steering sensitivity +3, which is the same as your track build, -5 downforce, traction control off, and drift style on brake. All right, let's move on to the drift build. This build was actually really frustrating to make. It doesn't drift very well, but I guess you can't really blame it because it is a front wheel drive car. I got it to drift about the same in terms of points as the SVJ that I just tested, but it just doesn't feel good to drift. I mean, it really is not fun. It's very sticky. You really have to work the steering to keep the drift alive. It is just not a fun car to drift. That being said, I still think it's possible to 3-star all of the drift events around the map, so you could use it if you really wanted to, and because of that, I've got a build for you, but it's just really not recommended. All right, here's the build. Same engine, ultimate parts, ultimate dual turbo, 5x3 pound NOS. Where it gets tricky is you need super showcase suspension, elite brakes, elite drift tires, elite plus clutch, super plus 6-speed gearbox, and the sport drift differential. I went with NOS refills duration, which doesn't matter with drifting, steering sensitivity +5, downforce -5. That's non-negotiable. You have to have steering sensitivity all the way up and your downforce all the way down. Traction control off, and drift style on brake. I actually used brake on this because I feel like the car drifts on its own using the standard gas style drifting, but the brake helps you turn it a little bit sharper when you need to if you're heading towards a wall or a car or something like that. So I would use drift style brake on this one. All right, and lastly, let's take a look at off-road. This car surprised the hell out of me. I mean, I cannot tell you how fast this car is in the dirt. It competes with the RSR and the Beetle. I mean, it is very fast. That being said, let me tell you my times for off-road. So for the RSR, I can run a 144.6 on HTV2 and a 308 on Rumble. Okay, 308.4 on Rumble. The Beetle is a 147 with a 309. This RSX ran a 148, which is just outside where the Beetle is, and a 307.7. A 307.7 is the fastest time I've run on Rumble out of all the cars I've tested, faster than the RSR. I cannot believe how good this car is off-road. Now, that being said, its combined time puts it between the RSR and the Beetle, so I can't say it's the best off-road car, but it is really close, and I think the RSR actually gets it on the shorter, tighter courses. I am at a loss for words because this car is so good in the dirt, and it was so unexpected. Like, I didn't even see it coming. This is literally the best sleeper dirt car I've ever seen. It's just so good in the dirt, and you would never expect it. All right, anyway, enough said. Let's get into the build. It is the 562 horsepower 3.8 liter engine. Again, we've got the Ultimate Plus parts and the Ultimate Dual Turbo with a 5x3 pound NOS. Super Rally suspension, elite brakes, elite off-road tires, elite plus clutch, elite 7-speed gearbox, and the Super Rally differential. NOS refills in duration, steering sensitivity +5, downforce -5, traction control off, drift style on brake again. All right, that's it, guys. This was a huge surprise. I love finding this type of car that like no one really thinks is gonna be awesome at anything. Like I just really had low expectations for the car, but it is phenomenal on off-road. And with that, I'm going to end the video. I really appreciate you guys being here. And like I said, if you're interested in real life car builds, I'm going to be building a 2004 Acura RSX Type S, exactly like what's in this video. I'm going to be doing that on my second channel. Again, link in the description down below. All right. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the Militia subs. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.